My sister-in-law asks a lot of stupid, annoying questions every time she is told no, so I decided to answer her honestly. My brother married her 4 years ago, and within the first month we all noticed the pattern. You tell her no, and she doesn't argue. She just asks a question designed to make you feel like the worst person alive. It started small. My mom couldn't make it to her birthday dinner because she had a doctor's appointment the next morning. She looked at my mom and said, "So a checkup is more important than celebrating with your family." My mom apologized even though she had nothing to apologize for. Then it got worse. She asked my dad to borrow his truck for a weekend trip. He said no because he needed it for work. She tilted her head and said, "I thought family helped each other. Guess I was wrong about this one." My dad almost gave in until my mom stopped him. She asked my younger sister to be her maid of honor at a vow renewal. My sister said she couldn't afford it because she was saving for nursing school. She said, "Wow, I guess money matters more than your own brother's marriage." My sister cried for 2 days. Every single time someone said no, she had a question loaded and ready. Not to understand, just to guilt you into changing your answer. My brother never stepped in. He'd shrug and say she's just like that, she doesn't mean anything by it. But she did mean it because it worked every time. My family started avoiding her calls. My mom would check her phone and just sigh. My dad stopped answering on the first ring. My sister started making excuses before she was even asked. We were all walking on eggshells in our own family because one person figured out that guilt was a better weapon than yelling. Then came Christmas Eve. My parents host every year. It's the one tradition nobody misses. We were all at the table. My mom had been cooking since 6 in the morning. My dad set up the decorations the way he's done for 30 years. It was perfect until she brought up the house. She and my brother had been looking at a place way out of their budget, and she wanted my parents to co-sign the mortgage. My dad said no. Not because he didn't want to help, but because he co-signed for a friend 20 years ago and almost lost his own house. He explained this calmly. She didn't care. She looked at him and said, "So you'd let your own son be homeless before risking a little paperwork? That's the kind of father you are." My dad went quiet, just stared at his plate. My mom reached over and squeezed his hand. She looked at my brother and said, "Aren't you going to say something?" He shrugged. "She's just asking a question." That's when I lost it. I put my fork down and said, "No, she's not just asking a question. She's doing what she always does. She asks questions to punish people for not giving her what she wants. Since nobody else will say it, I will." I looked right at her and said, "When mom said no to your dinner, you made her feel guilty for going to her own doctor. When dad said no to his truck, you accused him of not caring about family. When my sister couldn't afford your vow renewal, you made her cry for 2 days. And now you're calling my father a bad dad because he won't risk his house for yours." She said, "Why are you being so aggressive?" I said, "I'm not aggressive. I'm answering honestly for the first time because that's what you keep asking for, right? You ask questions, so here are your answers. Mom didn't skip your dinner because she doesn't care. She was getting screened for breast cancer and didn't want to worry anyone. Dad said no to the truck because he worked 60 hours that week and needed it to get to a job that pays for the food you're eating right now. My sister said no because she works 2 jobs and puts herself through school. She doesn't have $5,000 for a party for a marriage that's only 4 years old. And dad won't co-sign because the last time he did it nearly destroyed him, and he shouldn't have to explain his trauma to someone who treats every no like a personal attack." The room was dead silent. She looked at my brother expecting him to defend her. He looked at her, then at me, then back at her, and said, "They're right. You do this every time, and I should have said something a long time ago." She didn't say a word the rest of the night. 2 weeks later, my brother called and said she agreed to therapy, not because she wanted to, but because he told her if she asked one more guilt question to anyone in this family, he was done.